Good evening, members of the press, both electronic and print media, the audience. We must apologize for the late start of the event. This press briefing is jointly called by the United Democratic Party, UDP, National Reconciliation Party, NRP, and the Gambia Moral Congress, GMC, to shed light on the positions of the coalition members pertaining to the forthcoming National Assembly elections. Honorable Lawyer Usain Dabo, the leader of the United Democratic Party,
Minister of Foreign Affairs,
and Minister of Foreign Affairs, will read a statement in English and explain. Honorable Ahmad Nkeba, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, will read a statement in English, explain in fuller and Wolof. Honorable Lawyer Usain Dabo, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, will read will explain in Mandinga.
No, it's not a gift to Mr. But
let me have the microphone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, supporters, and of course, my dear colleagues, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and Leader, Secretary General of the United Democratic Party, and the Minister of Interior, Secretary General, Leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, and the Minority Leader of the National Assembly of the Gambia, and of course, our brother, Mr. Ibu Mane. Some of you have not seen him for quite a while now. Ibu, you're most welcome back home. And Alhaji Dabo, Alhaji Conte, Alkali Conte, my dear brother and friend. Of course, we have in our midst former mountain leader, both Sane and indeed my brother, Honorable Kevin St. Jammeh, my Ustaz, and the veteran supporter of ours, our mother, Ajisuka Inaka. And indeed, of course, lawyer Ajaratu Mariam Dentin, and many of us who are around. Of course, we have in our midst also former National Assembly member of the National Reconciliation Party, Honorable Musa Anjalo, who is with us, and indeed, Karafa and the rest of all of you. You're welcome to this press briefing. This press briefing has been necessitated as a result of the misinformation, misconceptualization of the coming National Assembly election with regards to the National Coalition government led by His Excellency President Adam Barrow. The UDP, NRP, and GMC felt that it is important that we send the right signal and the right message to the Gambian people so that they will not be confused and the matter will be made clear and they know exactly what they're going to do comes 6th of April. As you're aware that there was an agreement signed 17th of October establishing the coalition agreement, that's the memorandum of understanding, the agreement that led to where we are today. And indeed, you must know, of course, how much each and every one of these parties have suffered. No doubt, Usain Dabo was in jail. My party was 10 years away from his country, living in exile. And we know how much they have suffered, all of us together. There is no way we would do anything that would undermine the government of Adama Barrow. We would rather die to defend Adama Barrow than to have Adama Barrow undermined. We will be the last people in this country to ever do anything that goes against the government of Adama Barrow. Let me make it categorically clear. Therefore, not wasting more time, the order will be, Hussein will read the statement. As well, we've always been doing this in the NRP bureau. This time we felt this time it should be in the UDP bureau. And when Hussein offered to do it in the NRP bureau, NRP said, no, this time it's your bureau. We are going to your bureau at Manjai. So today we are, next time of course it will be in the GMC bureau. So today we are in the UDP bureau as a family. So therefore, being our host, Hussein is going to read the statement to the press. And after reading the statement, he will also interpret it in Mandinka, and I will also interpret it in Pular and also in Wolof. So if somebody would volunteer to do it in Sarahule and other language, we will appreciate it, because we want the message to go across. Thank you. I now hand over the microphone to Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and Leader and Secretary General of the United Democratic Party, Mr. Hussein Dabo.
Gentlemen of the press, or ladies and gentlemen of the press, and that includes the electronic media, Honorable Ahmad Ba, the Minister for Tourism and Culture, and leader of National Reconciliation Party, Honorable Mai Ahmed Fati, Minister of the Interior and leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, my venerable T.I. Compin Ajaskainaka, former minority leaders, current minority leader, former National Assembly members, you the great soldiers, you the great foot soldiers of the movement that liberated Gambia, I thank you all for gracing this occasion. And as Mr. Ba has pointed out, it is my lot to state the position of the United Democratic Party, the National Reconciliation Party, and the Gambia Moral Congress on the prevailing political discourse, to state their position on the approach that these parties have adopted for the upcoming National Assembly elections. And you'll please accept from me that this is not the statement of Hussein Dabo or the statement of the United Democratic Party, but the statement of three parties that have contributed in no mean measure to the uprooting of that dictator you call Yahya Jammeh. I now read you the statement. Joint press statement by the United Democratic Party, UDP, the National Reconciliation Party, NRP, and the Gambia Moral Congress, GMC, 5th March 2017. The United Democratic Party, UDP, the National Reconciliation Party, NRP, and the Gambia Moral Congress, GMC, have jointly proposed a tactile alliance approach within the framework of the coalition. The purpose of the tactical alliance is to achieve coalition victory in the upcoming National Assembly elections scheduled for April 2017. These parties strongly believe that the proposed tactical alliance would be the most effective approach for the consolidation of power by President Adama Barrow to enable him and his team to fulfill their mandate for reform and reconstruction in the Gambia. In the past few years, the UDP, NRP, and GMC have proposed or participated in various incentives aimed at forming a coalition to defeat the repressive APRC government. These initiatives include the Gambians United for Change rallies in 2013-2014, the 2016 UDP Congress resolution mandated the party leadership to negotiate with all opposition parties on the formation of a united front that would sponsor a single candidate to contest the presidential elections. The formation in 2015 of the Inter-Party Youth Forum, initiated by Honorable Samba Jallo, minority leader comprising several opposition parties. In March 2016, GMC URR regional branch hosted a multi-party meeting in Taibatu village. The resolution of this meeting called for a united alliance to unseat the dictatorship for the 2016 presidential elections. In furtherance of the efforts for political party unity, the UDP, NRP, and GMC hereby call on all members of the coalition to join them in implementing a tactical alliance strategy in the forthcoming elections. Coalition 2016 was formed for the sole purpose of selecting unified opposition candidate to unseat former President Jammeh. The coalition agreement dated October 17, 2016 dealt with the election of the presidential candidate. The agreement did not cover matters concerning National Assembly elections. No agreement was reached on how the coalition partners should cooperate in the sponsorship and selection of candidates for the forthcoming National Assembly elections. Please permit me to read that again.
Twice.
The coalition agreement dated October 17, 2016 dealt with the election of the presidential election. The agreement did not cover matters concerning the National Assembly elections. No agreement was reached on how the coalition partners should cooperate in the sponsorship and election of candidates for the forthcoming National Assembly elections. However, in the spirit of continuing and maintaining the coalition, the UDP, the NRP, and GMC have proposed a tactical alliance strategy among all the coalition partners. This entails choosing a candidate whose party is strongest or appears to be strongest in a particular constituency, or one who is markedly qualified to represent the coalition in the said constituency. Under the UDP, NRP, GMC proposal, no member of the coalition will sponsor a candidate in any constituency where the tactical alliance has selected a candidate. The approach will preserve and protect the coalition spirit, as well as the parties and their ideological positions within the coalition. With this approach, parties will sponsor candidates in areas where it commands the highest support or appears to command the highest support, and its coalition partners would give support and vice versa in the name of the coalition. All National Assembly members elected within the framework of the Tactical Alliance will owe allegiance to their various parties and will support the President and his transition government in the coalition spirit. In addition to the above, the UDP, NRP, GMC strongly believe that the proposed Tactical Alliance will engender benefits including the following: maintain and promote multi-party democracy, enhance electoral success for the coalition, promote coordination and harmonization of coalition legislative programs and agenda, promote collegiality among coalition 2016 legislators, allow the various coalition partners to maintain their political visibility and competitiveness, and allow all coalition partners to support President Adama Barrow's legislative agenda while maintaining their political identities. The proposal of having 53 independent National Assembly members representing the coalition is rather unwise, is neither wise nor feasible because of various reasons, including the following. The legislative agenda for the development of the country must be based on the collective ideological plans and programs developed by the parties over the past 22 years. This cannot and must not be thrown away. To trust the National Assembly's legislative agenda to 53 independent representatives or representatives who were elected on an independent platform who do not have a common platform is a recipe for chaos, confusion, inefficiency, consistent stalemate, and lack of direction. It would also create a disconnect between the well-developed programs of some of the political parties like the UDP, NRP, and GMC, and their legislative activities of the elected members of the National Assembly. Each party has a right and duty to continue to assess the political realities and socio-economic needs of the country and to formulate legislative actions consistent with the party's philosophy and vision. This would be lost if the parties are not represented in the National Assembly. Legislators always caucus and form voting blocks based on political ideology and vision. This is an integral part of the legislative process to achieve the development program of all political parties. The tactical alliance being proposed by UDP, NRP, and GMC will allow the coalition National Assembly members to present a united front based on a common platform as opposed to creating a chaotic situation whereby 53 National Assembly members proceed on their own individual paths. The tactical alliance will promote accountability. The public will be able to judge the performance of their various parties based on their achievements in the National Assembly. The UDP, NRP, and GMC are opposed to the proposal of the 53 independent candidates because, in part, it prevents the Gambian citizens from being able to assign credit or balance for their legislative successes and failures. Finally, the UDP, NRP, GMC would like to reiterate that as founding members of Coalition 2016, which removed Yahya Jammeh from power through the ballot box, the parties will continue to commit their support to the coalition government of President Adama Barrow. Any rumor that these parties are not agreeing to an independent platform and therefore have intentions of breaking or destroying the coalition that they fought so hard to create is not only false and deliberately misleading, but utterly dishonest. The UDP, NRP, GMC wish to assure our coalition partners, and indeed the entire Gambian population, that they will never relent from playing their part in the coalition in the interest and well-being of the Gambian people. Long live the coalition, long live the Gambia, that's the United Democratic Party, National Reconciliation Party, and the Gambia Moral Congress.
We'll give you the floor to make a short statement. And then, of course, from there we now go to local languages. Yes.
The Honorable Minister Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, and Gambians Abroad, leader of the United Democratic Party, the Honorable Hosseinu Nimukunda Dabo, the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, and leader of the National Reconciliation Party, the Honorable Hamad N.K. Ba, former minority leaders of the National Assembly and the current minority leader of the National Assembly, members of the executive of all the three political parties present, distinguished guests, members of the press. For over 2 decades, for 22 years, the marauding might of dictatorship suffocated the umbilical cord of democracy in our land. For 22 years, the Gambian nation could not breathe. We came together in October in order to liberate our land for good. A coalition was born, but it is important to understand that the coalition is not a political party. It is not a political party. Coalition is constituted by political parties, including these political parties. Coalition is not a registered political party. And under Gambian laws, a coalition cannot contest election in the Gambia. Coalition 2016 was nothing but a strategic political expedient. Coalition 2016 was nothing but a political convenience that was enthroned by the political parties at the time in order to resolve for good a strategy to remove Yahya Jammeh from power. It was an instrument of convenience and not a legal instrument that can continue ad infinitum. It is important to understand that when we removed the dictatorship with the support of Gambian electorates and Gambian citizens in the diaspora, we ushered in a new dispensation. And our discussion was confined to the removal of the president, the former president, but did not go beyond that. Today, the alliance that is created today, the tactical alliance, is not a deviation from the coalition spirit. Rather, it is a consolidation of the very idea of a coalition. Therefore, the tactical alliance is integral to the coalition process. And what we are doing today is a consolidation of that history that brought about a definitive change on 1st December 2016. This agreement today, this decision today, is made in order to keep the coalition intact. Not only that, but to give relevance and power to the presidency. For without a tactical alliance, the presidency will be weakened. It will be imperiled and will be subject to the prevailing winds of other political parties who do not share our change agenda. So today, the initiative that is unveiled to Gambians is the greatest guarantor of your collective decision of December 1, 2016. This is what we have done, the three leaders have done today. This is the decision that will provide the anchor to the presidency of Adama Barrow. Not only that, it will also strengthen parliamentary democracy. And that is what we have been calling for. If you eliminate tactical alliance, you are left with independence only, then you have killed for good the need to consolidate and strengthen parliamentary democracy, which is contained in the directive principles of state in our constitution. So what we have done here is not to divide Gambians, but rather to promote and strengthen the coalition that we put into effect together with you. We are saying tactical alliance, you have a candidate in constituency A, every constituent member of the coalition will support that candidate, and no other political party within the coalition will campaign against that candidate. That is what the coalition is all about. And that is what we have done. So those who go about to say we are out of the coalition are the people who are marginalizing themselves and edging themselves out of the democratic process that the coalition was intended to consolidate. It is important for you to understand that. We are 3 political parties, but there are others who will join us, and I guarantee you that. So at the end of the day, what we have done here is the vision to keep democracy alive in this country. The vision to keep your party branches and your party organs alive, and not to suffocate and kill them and undermine the democracy we made on December 1. Those who will oppose this need to understand that they will be strengthening the hands of the opposition, which will undermine your decision December 1. Not only that, but also undermine the presidency of President Adama Barrow. So the Gambians need to understand that tactical alliance is not against a coalition. Tactical alliance is part and parcel of the coalition formula. It is the core, the heart and soul of the coalition program. Therefore, it is the only agenda that truly represents parliamentary democracy in the Gambia today. You go outside tactical alliance, you are calling for division, you are calling for acrimony, you are calling for the opposition to President Adama Barrow's regime to triumph. And we will not allow that. That is unacceptable. We will not allow that. We are set to strengthen you, and I want to give the floor. I want to give the floor to the Honorable Ahmad Bab, the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, to speak in the local languages. But I want to tell Gambian people, especially those who are not here, and those who are promoting the acrimony on social media, to understand that we are going through extremely trying times. You must do your best to promote the language of unity and to bring people together to bridge gaps, and not to divide our people on grounds of acrimony and other myopic considerations. You will be doing a great disservice to your country and to history. It is time to get together. It is time to unite. It is time to continue the unity that we have created, the unity that was paid by the lives of Solo Sanding and others, and the unity, the sacrifice that other people paid in prison, and those in the diaspora, and those who have disappeared, and those who are widowed and orphaned. It is now to remember them, to understand that their spirit will continue to live. And if we betray the tactical alliance, we are going to be loyal to the tools of dictatorship that are still hovering across the democracy of this land. But we will make sure they will continue to hover, but they shall never land. Thank you very much.
Summarize them, because you cannot read one.
Hello. Alinga la moy ñola ba. Alinga la moy ñola. Men dalta kala press conference na kata mol ka diam bab kan dam maneto ni bandi journalist solo kibar janjandi lalu ni ñini kar men so des ñini kar oke bar bi wa adon be boloto le adon dalilo me yadna me boloto ko me yen sindi janto bi akum mayata la kum maya le yo sabu kadu mol be la moy kanne radio la mol ka kol karam mol yele journalol to kaytol to kama modo be forum mol to ko mol fojedo barbitu men la kumo ka fo nol fanglia fo kangla mol ke la moy kala moy kamena ngamira wala be fisala dina ko kariya karanye ako kari kotene ko kari kotene wala atna bi be o ado nyi bojan kanla pour si diamuno mandi kakanto ka kolla kene mandi moliye ba membe kerim bi wolon ka molu hakilo filindi ka kumol fo molie mel yalon ka ko wala mantra kere follow 2016 patiol be bentale ye d'accord i be kambenta do kamber kan ya signé octobre karotil tang an worobula e koy president kamo kilin tombo ayeke député o ayeke membe lola pour président kata fay wala d'accord onat nanake ya adama baro tombo bari lo kayto me ya signé wo kayto e mem fo lon kam ko président nyanta tombo na nyamen hana nyanta wato men la président yalo kayto mo fo bari ko kanyanta tombo na nyame e committee on londi yo committee dol londi men kata governance committee de yo ban akobe ne kayto nyinjiwe président ba tombo na nyaadile fem man fo député tombo nyaato pour coalition no nyi man fem fo député tombo nyaato sai nganyat lin député kata fayola bengal kata ko kacha dol ko al na député be tombo bari e kana tarapatito wala be ka independent amulunta kata fay bankul tangu la nin saba nata ka fonyi mbido ka fo be londro kala e bebe kala independenti wala meli alon ka ko potela iman lasili soto député be kala wonyale kado député jama député akala silo sotle ka ko abotani sukar le do bari tel ko wokanake intel ko men nyanta kala wonon nga benga den nga dip nga mo kilin londi kata fay banko to nga mo kilin londi jedo bade nga jube ko misali fe nin karawane ko bakaran kata fay banko de misali fe patio me yalon ka ko wala la mo zade wala même amulunta ko mena mo zade jedo way mo tombo ya londi jedo benga den nga kar na campagne o kewe be nga den nga kato fay woni ni brufut na tra ka ko kata fay banko lo me sembo so de jeto wal amuluta kay sembo so de jeto be nga den we mo lo di jeto nga kato fo nga campagne o kay iko wo ma wote keno la kato ko mu janjandi role di iba kada mo kilin lon la damin dipte kilin mala mu nyanyar le bodu kandal ngani reje ko patiolo kabri registrata e register nyine kan kafa ko e bela politique patioli beta mandila adu nata telo la independent amulum fe alay modisani UDP lo na lo ta independent abe mo kala abe mo UDP patio konle abe resign la le akado ko veke widi patio ato keno la ko tenke ay paraso me muta widi patio ko na palasa to muta no la ko tenke wa mum neti patio li ndali aje ko patio nyen momo ila patio nyen nyata liya balundi ani baba la menya e baba lundi la hadama dingle baba la nyaton ko le baba la mol mel yalon ka ko wala marata patio ta mandir nyala bari tel ko wota keno la e kanyen foko ndel bata coalition lo kono filbante kuma man sodo men tambita wala nena mama coalition lo kono kadu nsavo ndel fenfen na fenne bula pour kadun coalition lo nyin kono adun na fen mel pour kadun coalition lo kono hanbi wala ya ko fen le ya tin be coalition ni mba kono man funti jeto bi man funti jeto sini del nga men folo ngam ko men si coalition lo nyin bambandi al nanga be ngoke bari Nico independent National Assembly in the first place malum fang minority leader bo change di boy to bona na yame yana honorable Samba Balde honorable Samba Balde National Assembly member lo honorable Samba National Assembly member lo Aram Salum Neo nominate as independent candidate afford ala sinala député bunko because a patio me ya londi abuto patio kolle kata platform kotento me ya lon kaf kamala election contest wala wo filma de yakolo jumale nyanta sonna wala wala ñong bekela Mr. Gay Fanana.
Yes, Mamadou Bamba Gueye.
Mamadou Bamba Gueye. Ning atara NRP are nominate. O natara atata on independent platform. Babula kavko. Ila parti yo nyime yaron kavko. Wale elect to the National Assembly. Ibota wal kunne. Itata independent. So ila political allegiance ya change from NRP to an independent. Then imari yala sira ya lose. But left the Gambian ko ale al haklo. 2006 na fali len kali ko ibe silome walan kali nal tata la albedo nambaro ko no hanibi ibe silome walan kali nal tata la albedo nambaro ko no adu nambaro ya haynoti isi fantan kandinoma e me fantan kandala ni dunta ko no e fangale fambata kumol mel kafo ko ndel malafi kambeng la momon sula kambeng la nyim banko ka katabintel kabu 2006 in fact 2013 2014 ndel nyim parti sabolu ade ndel nyim parti sabolu nga unity rally nga organize jandole unity rally wala yaken ya lasana jobate mu ya prosecute ko be broadcasting la without license intel na effort no and to that effort mu ngake mu neka pour mo leke kankilenti nana congress ke UDP ya congress ke kafudingli ko UDP la nyato ngale ko alta alnal nyongli kacha pour kambang sike ni kata fa me binala te mol sake di mo kamo kililo in 2015, Honorable Samba Diallo, I organization okay, inter-party, youth nyolo, keka fundi nyoma, funding kyo du melal ka ko boso opposition parties nyolo, police ke kilo de kilindi. 2016 March, GMC, ya kiliroke, Sandu, Wuli, Taibatu, Patiol B, Melbe URR, Ibe Bentajeto, Kakacha, pour Patiol B sika kilindi, pour ya jamen saboni no. So mol mel boke kam, ni wato B, bile be sila wal bafala ko, el after janjango ni banko. Odo left the Gambian calls ni lonko, del parti sabol B, nkafta nyoma, pour nyembanko, kala marlo sono yandi arma barobulu fem feye kuke me yalon kafoko candidate on ila in député on party discipline ta fanka ya ay control no ibeke loose kanonti men diate yake men diate yafo imam allegiance to anybody wo teleo janyame o manke kuti me yalo kawako abe banko na fani Senegal ngaji jele President Macky Sall janaita election ola ala patiol ino dole tactical alliance kele dole tate faye wo mabali the coalition government me yalo kawaka ya form wo mabali wasotla Nigeria fanana ila last election. Mali wa drone kake. Tactical alliance. Bar ka ko dipto be ke independent. Nene ma moy afra dame ñu dunia kono. Fo Gambia janto. Nene ma moy fo dunia kono dawda fo Gambia janto. Ka ko dipto même bebe parti joli parti worowla fo say. O parti warawla fo say wal fem man dipto londi no kono fa be ken independent wade ali mirala baki tel pareta pour Adama Barrow al marlo ay sono ya bolo tel pareta pour kaje ko patiolo ye balu adu patiol be balu la nyaw nyaadi le they must engage in political activities, and one of the important activities for a party is to contest elections. Neo babudo, what another family. So, badingo al senior lonko UDP, NRP, and GMC, Imam Balang, Kafola. Golo kan benga dete nyola. Ban nyata dete lona nyame, doli memfo, intel man songole la. Adon kadiko amanke kuti me yana kabko anyanta asitamano. Ni nata janjan dro fang bekela. Wala ba mo janjan dila. Natara kubekela membe democratic institutions ñol pour yalonde ay bambang membo bayla wala sikeno ni independent approach to national assembly election para sinil lonko 2016 17 October d'accord men signata e ma ko dibtobe tombo na nyame so ni ka faale ko ndakota ka ko dibto nyata tombo na tenne amanke kuma sotorenti ane dabra mo to ma fanti fani ati to fala ban sama ko to manke kuma sotorenti adu amanke kuma di men nyanta fala mode adu finindir kuma wala wote bi intel malutale ka fem fa moy membe filindi la na to banko kan ka pasol me mara banko kan anin komol ni na sangu na membadu o yaajal haninya na ala dindi yabe ala kafako te fem fa la gambian ko le me yalo kafako abe kala ifilindil kumoti fem be nyim banko molo kala kiliti ndel bole to kunun adon hani bin bole to si lafi gambian ko le nyillo kafako ndel fem be janto manna kamo fasa banko nye nara ko le fasa lafta mol si nyillo kafako nyim banko de bele dentala adu be denta menna membo da dala nyanda sonna wala bar me yalon kafakato da denta menna men to da nola faka kuke me yalon kafako abe chocho na la banko ka o mu kula dimbe ngandanga be nyanta nga ngodi menna mbal ten la mbal jela alla la moy rola kafako alla na jonto abu nyata mabake atella kata molti mel yalon kafako nyem banko ali ya bonni fenjaw blokon atella yakel ada lo do ko ni allo barani manya won tinew ana nafa alta sot nola da mantang del nga mem fo tactical alliance nan man so la le dipto dinna mel yalon kafako ni adama baro ina sido ko nga ko mo dan janto ba amat ba fala suwa kan ni flakaw wassalam
min calmini musidal ngal min calmini onon gonɓe ɗo fof tawaɓe ɗo garɓe ɗo nanoɓe min ɗo he boowal ɗo gonɗon fof to wonani min weltare hande pour min gara ɗo min battida he moɗon seeɗa on noon woni parti UDP parti NRP e GMC pour min gandina mon pamna mon ne ko hucciti ko abbiti he kulle élection National Assembly ngaro on the 6th of April ko heewi haalama nanama kaaloɓe na kaala nanoɓe nana min jiɗi noon haalande mon ko ganduɗa ko ɗum woni gonga nga ko ganduɗa ko ganduɗa ko ɗum woni darde ko UDP NRP e GMC dari he o wote election député ngaro on the 6th of April ɗon pamnane on the 17th of October wonnom kayit mo ganduɗa signanoma signira e ɗi parti ji jeeɗiɗi ciñi parti o pour ɓe ñiɓa candidate goto kandiɗo ɗo wawa darade ɓe guitten ɗo laamu Yaya Jammeh Allah timminino on ɗon waɗama signotira ha waɗa campagne o waɗa ha Allah ittiɗo Yaya Jammeh kono nder on kayit signanoɗo ala ko haalano walla ko d'accorano ko abbiti e kulle National Assembly election joni noon National Assembly election arma UDP NRP GMC wi yo en ndentu mbaɗen élection o ko hono ndentirten on nani ko lawyer Mai Fati haali Minister of Interior on nani Ousainou Dabo haali ɗum Minister of Foreign Affairs. Coalition wona parti wona ko waɗa register ko kafu ndentanoɗo dakkoranoɗo gondanoɗo ha ngu laamu waɗo iwu dow ɗon a wawa ya National Assembly a wawa ya National Assembly ta ko coalition nawɗa luwa jaɓa ɗum coalition wona parti ko ɗiɗi wayi ɗo won jaha élection dow parti mbaɗaɗo register by the IEC wona ɗum daroɗa ko wiyete independent candidate min tawi noon min joguima parti ji amen duuɓi nogas na gurne na ñammine na mawnine 20 years miɗen golla pour parti ji ɗi mawna yimɓe jaahi kaso ɓe mbarama ɓe jaahi ɓe majji ɓe dogui leydi ndi yalti tampere fof waɗama nder ɗin parti ji yimɓe muñi ɗin parti ji ɗi golle ha Allah adda ko addi ko parti ji ɗi poti waw mawnude wonɓe mbi yo parti ji mbare minen min d'accord hay parti ji amen mbareko komin d'accord yo parti ji ɗi mawnine ko mawninta parti ji ɗi woni ndenden en fof jihen élection mbaɗen ko wiyete ko tactical alliance si tawi mi darima ɗo ganduɗa min ɓurma doole mballita kam si a darima ɗa mi anda an ɓuuri doole mi wallitma mbawen gagnade siraŋuji ɗi fof mbeyɗen ndi Adama Barrow président Adama Barrow heɓa ko liggori nder laamu makko sa darnima e parti ko institution mo anduɗa wat ko wiyete angale instruments of democracy kanji jogui mawnide démocratie e leydi si a heeɓiɗi noon joni a suɓama e parti he kala ko gonɗa e wadde koye yammirore parti he wonata sa suuɓi mbo ala e parti on woni neɗɗo mbo ala contrôle ko wayi ɗum fo waɗa si en ƴeftiɗo député ɓe capanɗe jowo cuɓɗen ɓe ɗo tato mbaɗɗen ɗo indépendant ñalade wotere ɓe yimmotoɗo ɓe ɓorta ɗo laamu ngu ɓe guitta ɗo yimɓe par ce que ɓe gala kilifa mo helfata ɓe hay goto saare nde ala kilifa galle ɗe ngala kilifa nokku ngu ala kilifa aɗa danduɓe ne muɗum min mbi noon cuɓen parti ji men député GMC député UDP député NRP si Mai Fati wi parti exécutif wi ko ɗum watte ko ɗum député ɓe mbatta UDP Ousainou Dabo exécutif wi ko ɗum watte ko ɗum député ɓe mbatta NRP Amadou Ba exécutif wi ko ɗum watte ɗum député ɓe mbatta henga noon mballiten laamu Adama Barrow ngu ɓuura mawnu ɓuura wat golle muɗum kamɓe noon koɓe jiiɗi ko ɓe jiiɗa on ɗon woni keɓen yimɓe ɓe gandama ngala contrôle on nani Ousainou Dabo wi ko wonta ko chaos par ce que ko weeli fof ɓe mbatta ɗum noon nabta galle nabta nokku nabta laamu nabta leydi min jiɗi moon famnu noon woni minen min mbi yo ɓe ngar ɓe tawta min mbaɗa tactical alliance min cuɓa député ɓe gaño goto dañƴen ɗiɗo he leydi he joni woni tato APRC MP ko gaño meɗen GDC MP ko gaño meɗen independent MP ko gaño meɗen par ce que ɓeɗo ngala e coalition de ko wonta guiɗo men noon woni ndentuɓe coalition fof keɓa député ji e inde mabɓe ɗin député ji jogo laamu ngu minen ko ɗum min dari te ɗum min goni he dow ɓe jaaha noon ɓe gaybina yimɓe ɓe kala kala ko min pamna Gambia fof hande min ɓuuri won he coalition hande min ɓuuri jaggan laamu Adama Barrow hande min ɓuuri won rentude he leydi e golle leydi minen ɓe parti ji kalɗi min kaɗa hay goto min mbiyoɓe ngar ɓe tawta men e on ɓe tawta min e on feere min jooɗo min baktida min daara goto fof ɗo wette goto fof ɗo daroto mbaɗen élection kala mo yiɗa ɗum noon an andi agenda mo jogiɗa kono minen min ganda minen agenda goto min jogui woni wadde support Adama Barrow das on tan agenda min jogui min jiiɗi mon famnu noon woni gaccide kekkilaji moɗon woɓɓe na tunna kekkilaji ñomna kekkilaji mon jiiɓa mon haalana mon ko wona gonga ha woɓɓe ganda ko watta ɓe telfinoɓe lamɗo mbiye on jaltum coalition cikkulon Ousainu Dabo yalta coalition Adama Barrow ɗon miiji woni aduna cikkulon Mai Fati gandama de koye Adama Barrow jifnina woni cukalon ha mawni mo yalta coalition Adama Barrow cikkulon Amadou Ba kotina o Adama Barrow mo yalta coalition Adama Barrow yimɓeɓe gowla jakkoɓe gowla gaccide kakkilaji muɗum famon gandon ko poɗɗon andinede gandon ko poɗɗon andude minen noon komin mbi everybody is on board si ɓe jiiɗi janggo ɓe gara ɓe tawta min jewta ala mo min ndiwi ala mo min kandi ko ɗum min tori ɗum min ñaagui mon paam noon yimɓeɓe noon gandon on ɗon simin ñiɓi NRP Ousainu ñiɓi GMC ñiɓi min tawi Ousainu dañi doole GMC NRP waɗat witro accam simin ñiɓi GMC UDP tawi ko NRP ɓe mbaɗa witro ɓe gacca NRP GMC si ñiɓi min tawi kanko ɓuuri doole min jalta min gacca mo mbaɗa siso wota sisu ɗi jaltu coalition wota ɗi jaltu coalition yo ɗi gon nder parti ji coalition mbawi wallu Adama Barrow timmina golle makko bokki olof yi mal sakku tuuti mo ñaan leen di leen ñaax di leen leeralal mbir mi nga xam ne moo nekk ci réew mi jamono bii tey jot ngeen ay kàllaama ay kàddu yu ñu waxee ko waxin boo xam ne waxin bu ñaaw la parce que waxini jaxase nit ñi seen xel la di wone ne UDP NRP GMC dañu génn ci coalition bi ndax ñu ne woote député yi d'accorduñ pour nekk independent candidate dama leen di fàttali lenn bi ñuy sign kayit bi nga xam ne moo jur coalition 2016 on the 17th of October lañ d'accordoon mooy niñ fi war a presidential election bi pour jëlee fi Yaya Jammeh amul dara lu ñu wax lu jëm ci mbiri woote député musuñ ko faa wax bokk ci li ñu emaloon suñu wax mooy ci waxi lu jëm ci mbiri presidential election ñu ne nag léegi ba pare dafa am lu ma leen ci bëgg a fàttali kat ñun dafa am lu ñu muñoon ñu ne parti yëpp nañ em ba ma ñëwee déglu leen mu baax nañ dem check record si dama leen ne du dëgga du yoon waaye pour bañ lu yàqu dinañ ko fi bàyyi pour Yaya Jammeh jógee fi maa ko waxoon ndax parti yi emuñ ku ma wax ne maa UDPM du dëgga keneen ku wax ne yaa NRPM du dëgga am na ñoo buñ ne mu ñoo GMCM du dëgga ñu ne leen waaye nañ ko fi bàyyi kat pour bañ lu yàqu ñu muñ ko ba élection bi jeex yàlla dile fi Yaya Jammeh mbiri député bi nag waxuñ si woon tous léegi nag mbiri député bi jot na mbiri député bi jot na ñuy waxtaan ne ñun dañ ne nañ def lu ñoo wooye tactical alliance mooy Mai Fati bu sampee fii ñu gis ne moo fa ëpp doole ñun ñu withdraw suñ candidat si moom mu continuer am siis bi ñu jàppale ko du withdraw rek dañ koy jàppale Ousainu Dabo bu sampee fii ñu xam ne moo fi ëpp doole man ma génnee suma candidat ñoom it ñu génnee ñu jàppale Ousainu Dabo ñun loolu lañ gom lu ñoo wooye tactical alliance moom lañ war a def su ko defee parti yi nga xam ne ñu ngi fi ñu koy dundal ñaar fukki at ñii ñu tëj leen si kaso ñii dee ñii dem exil ñii réer gisaguñ leen parti yooyu ñu bañ leen a rey ñu ne fi dunda continuer ñoom nag liñ soxla mooy ñu burke parti yooyu yëpp dem nekk independent candidate te dama ne am juróom fukki independent candidate ci réew ak ñetta amuñ contrôle amuñ njaatige amuñ contrôle ëllëg ñuy génne fi Adama Barrow génne ñu fi te ñoo ci man dara bu fekkee ne am nga li nga wax gom nga ko ne yow Adama Barrow nga bugg a jàppale da ngay dem yóbbu sa député yi ci parti yi am nañ kilifa am nañ njiit am nañ ni ñoo parti yi am nañ njiit am nañ exécutif am nañ procédure am nañ nu ñooy doxalee soo nekkee député buñ tànn ci parti du la neex ngay def da ngay def ci programme parti boobu nga jël dem defend Adama Barrow nga defend government am parti yi moom la ñoo ooyee di instruments of democracy ñoom ñooy màggal démocratie ñoo koy suux ñoo koy dimbale pour mu mun a màgga su ko defee buñ amee loola bu ñu amee loolu parti yi mun a contrôle député yi mun a dox ci agenda bi nga xam moom la Adama Barrow di joxe ci réew mi ñu mun a toppatoo agenda boobu mun a dox ñun loolu lañ wax ci loolu nag ñu ne lañ koy defee mooy kii dafay joxe kii bàyyi kii téye kii bax su ko defee bu ñàkk si ñun benn ñaari noon ñetti noon sax moom lañ am fi mu ne benn député APRC ñaar député GDC ñett député indépendant parce que amuñ contrôle foo jëm ak ñoom laa la laaj lañ bugg a mooy député yëpp nekk député yoo xam ne nañ jógee ci parti su leen neexee ñu jógee doy su leen neexee ñu jógee PPP ak fu ñu munti jógee nañ jógee si parti bi am na njaatige kër dafay am njaatige dëkk dafay am njaatige réew dafay am njaatige àndandoor sax dafay am njaatige parti yi dañu am njaatige ak seen njiiti ak seen exécutif am na nag ñu dem di wax naan ñun dañu génn ak jaxase réew mi yëpp man li ma jël ci téléphone am na ñu dem sax di wër réew mi NRP santul kenn mu wër ci turam ku wër sa bopp nga waral waaye waral loo NRP UDP ku waral loo UDP dem ci réew mi ku fi waral loo GMC yaa ngi waral sa bopp santuñ la ko yónni wuñ la Adama Barrow yónni wuñ la ñun yónni wuñ la suñ parti yónni wuñ la yaa xam la ngay wëree te dafa am loo xam ne dafa ñaaw si réew te dañ ko moytu ku ne xam na ne ñu ne nag ñu ngi may saaga ne man dama jege Ousseynou Dabo jege uma Ousseynou Dabo de NRP nekkul à l'alliance bi UDP dégg gi la ñoo seet wax ko waaye dem di saaga Ousseynou Dabo di ko xas ak kii lim jaar ci àddina ak lim torox ci réew mi fii amul dara loo ko fayee bor internet bi na ma déglu leen ma toppa internet bi koo xam ne mën na la bàyyi koo xam ne sax xëy na defal na sa ndey teraanga sa baay teraanga sa baay defal na ko teraanga nga toog si internet bi di saaga nit ñi di xaste na nit ñi bàyyi seen xel yàlla ngi fi yàlla nelawul nañ apprécier ku nekk li nga def ci réew mi te ñu jublu si mbir élection bañ lu ñu jaxase bañ lu ñu confuse pour gis ne élection yi buñ ko defee incha allah parti politique yi ñooy jël ndam li mun a defeen Adama Barrow nguuram gi soo leen def loolu da ngeen naa indi jaxas ci réew mi jaxas réew mi nag dafa am ñaan ko fi nar a indi sa bopp bi lay tees ndax réew mi yàlla daf ko bëgg gis ngeen li fi passé bu yàggul ñaan rek moo tax deret tuuriwut fi ak mbaaxi réew mi bon nag ñu lu ñoo wax suñ collègue si ne wër moom ñuy wër réew mi am na sax koo xam ne dama dégg URD dafa saaga Ousseynou bi am ko tontu foofa ci suñ kilifa yi ñun waaw loolu dafa ñaaw suñ biir benn interest benn objectif la ñu war a am mooy nañ uti député yi ut leen turi parti yi jàppale Adama Barrow nguur gi mën a dem ñun ñoo gën a dogu ci coalition tey ñoo gën a dogalu ci coalition ëllëg ak gannaawaati ëllëg ak gannaaw ëllëg dinañ jox suñ bakkan yi nguuri Adama Barrow jox ko suñ ñaqa jox ko suñ doole jox ko suñ xam-xam jox ko suñ maneef ba gis ne Adama Barrow sog si na ba lim bugga ci réew mi liñ bugga ñun ñëpp Gambien si am nañ ko démocratie màgg na ci réew mi loolu nag kenn mënu koo diréel kenn mënu koo change propaganda di xas nit ñi naan jubóo wuñ ñun non d'accord wuta coalition bi loolu du wax bu am waxi naxaate la te nañ fàttaleku jéemoon nañ fi naat am na lu tas naat nañ delluwaat ci histoire déggu leen ma rek buñ nax suñ bopp te boo leen seetee fi ñu commencé lii ak li commencé génn dofu leen ku ne xam na li ngay dégg xam na li ngay gis ndax ñun njiit yëpp dañ decide bi ñu Adama Barrow ooyee daf ñu jox place ci yàlla tax ñu téye ko téye wuñ ko pour salari de yow xam ngeen loolu waaye comme dañ d'accord nag moom ñun ne dañooy def loola ba mu ko defee bañuñ ko dañ ko téye bañuñ jël place utuñ dem si néegi député yi itam utuñ dem néegi député yi pour dem campagne yi déedéet ñun utuñ dellu néegi député ya de dañ ne dañooy toog jàppale Adama Barrow ak suñ parti loolu ci lañ sax ci loolu lañ nekk moom la ñoo dundee moom la ñoo nokkee ñay dem ci réew mi jaxase nit ñi naan ku bokkul coalition bokkatuloo ku demul independent candidat bokkuloo dañ ne loolu du dëgg amul ñun ñu ngi taxaw tey temmu ëllëg gannaaw ëllëg pour def li ñu war a def élection bi nag jot na ngeen bàyyi seen xel danañ toog nag ñun di saay naka la te aayewuñ leen nag buñ buggee tey ñu ñëw ëllëg ñu ngi am meeting ñu toog ak ñoom wax ak ñoom ne lii la ñooy def nii lañ koy doxalee lii lañ lay jox yow fii ngay taxaw yow fii lay farak yow loolu lañ pare ñu ngi ci tool booba te na ngeen ñaan yàlla jàppale ñu def xol yi ñuy benn ànd ñu teew si te ngeen xam ne kat dañ nekkoon opposition déglu leen ma bu baax dañ nekkoon opposition léegi nekk nañu opposition bi in government government day am spokesman government dafay am spokesman minister of information director of press ñoo wala responsible information we are no longer opposition loolu lu ñu war a seet la ku ne nag man nga wax sa parti la neex ku la neex war nga wax sa parti lu la neex yaa moom sa parti waaye nguur gi henceforth dañu war a gestuwaat ni ñoo waxee ak nu ñu waxee suñu mbir parce que am nañ now an appointed information minister am nañ director of press office of the president suñu wax ji war na seet kat fu ñu koy waxee seet leen ko kat seet leen ko kat Arlen déglu leen ma tuuti ba may daaneel suma kàddu minister of interior looya may faati dinaa ko joxaat microphone bi yàkkamte wuñ liggéey lañ fi ne dañ bugg a réew mi understand li xew ngeen déglu ma bu baax dinaa jox looya may faati microphone bi am tuuti lum tàbbal ci loolu ma wax léegi honorable Faye honorable Faty
Hello, excuse me. Maylen ma Alin Soba. Alin Soba, Maylen. Alin Soba. Alin Soba. Ali hekatu aliela moy. Move kuma fola aman kuma ya katambi mini nati jam. Ya. Aliela moy be men fola isaje nal bita nal bay sa kanna atakela filoti. Aliela moy kendeke. Nin kafo be benta ye mo kilinton bon iko yediamu kafo to yala woto inengo manke inengoti inengo kafo le tamu kato ikadiamu kafo le nengola ibe kumo men folo kafo to yala anyanda kala komati mi yalongo kafo le akutu yale inengo kan ya findindi wonyama amanya na kala kuma kawo membo la ifantu miro kono la yake kafo tati ni yoke ye fenneke ye foroyale bay foroya yole bayndi yoro boyndi ni ko itemu kafo nengoti ni be kumo fola ay ko kumoti mi yalon ko kafu dingol le benta ikoy ko kari tanyum fontel to yala bari ni ye kumo fo kafo to yala ayatara kuma kawnyin anin kafo da diamo manke kilinti iman to loto nyakan kafo ko nyimuna kuma kawti ye bambu kafo koma wala mu tapaleya ta commencer di foloti politiko kono wala mu tapaleya ta commencer do if you are representing a group, let's say a coalition, and you are the spokesperson of that coalition, and that coalition is now the government of the Gambia, when you speak on behalf of that coalition, which is the government of the Gambia today, it should reflect the thinking and the attitude of that government. it should be in consonance with what that coalition wants you to say. If you speak hiding, you go and hide behind the concept of a coalition and bring out your individual idea and paint it as the coalition position. That is the height of disingenuity. It is dishonest at best. And I want to say that the coalition in which I am a member of no longer has a spokesperson. There is no coalition spokesperson again. Madunga Senyande Almako, coalition ola spokesperson aman soto kotenke, nde mansa kundale sanying, coalition ola keta mansa kundati, wo mansa kundala diamula, wale mu director of press, the president wa ya tombonne, atomu ami bojaneti. Ay minister finance to membe Marlin Kibaro Dioma, atomu Demba Ali Jawoleti. Coalition ole mu mansa kundati bi. Wodo kuna coalition o manke political party today. Ndela political party GMC ayla diamula sodole. UDP ya sodole, NRP fana ya sodole, ndikita party dol fana ya sodole. Wo kamara coalition o bi amanke political party. The political party wole denda ya dada. So coalition o aman spokesperson sort of kotenke. Nobody is now competent to speak on behalf of the coalition. The coalition is now in government. So I want that to be understood. There is no spokesperson for the coalition. Alila Moede, read my lips. Coalition o aman spokesperson sort of kotenke. Moment ninko kambe diuleko and speaking on behalf of the coalition. The person is not telling you the truth. Thank you.
Excuse me.